This is the G90 ham radio. It covers anything from, I think, 6 meters to 160 meters. It's got an SDR display. It's compact compared to my ICOM 7300, and the Mars mod's a lot easier with this. As you can see, I already took the screws out. I'm going to show you how to do the Mars mod on this. This is the third one I've done for one of our members. It seems to be a popular radio, and I really like it. I'm going to get one now just to have my vehicle. It's got one of the best antenna tuners, so you could hook this thing technically up to a fence and tune it in without having to worry about damaging your radio. Unlike a lot of them, you got to buy an external tuner. But this is how you do the Mars mod. The Mars mod, what it does is it allows you to transmit on CB radio 11 meters and a whole host of other frequencies across the ham bands. It pretty much opens your radio up. You can't even technically broadcast on AM radio with this. But it's not legal, so just keep that in mind. This is how you do the Mars mod. We'll take the cover off. And on this radio, it's really easy to do the Mars mod. They even mark it for you. See that little arrow right there? You gotta either remove that little diode or just unhook one side of it. Some people say they use side clippers. I just use a soldering iron. So let's see if we can get this done with a soldering iron. I'm going to have to set the camera down. Actually, I'll try to hold it off to the side. Let's see. And all I'm going to do is just try to bump it off to the side. Heat it up. Oh, and there we go. Oh, let's see. See how it's bumped off to the side? I'll move it back a little bit so you can see that it's not hooked up. I got it lifted so it's not making contact with the other side. And this way, if you ever wanted to put it back, you can. The other ones I did, I completely removed it, but I've seen somebody else do this, and that way if you ever wanted to turn it back, you can. But now this radio will transmit on CB radio and a whole host of other frequencies that it normally wouldn't. It's not legal, so I don't advise doing it if you don't know what you're doing. But for us preppers, if shit hits the fan, you want to be able to communicate across the board. And who cares about legality if shit hits the fan? You can see how it's lifted. And it's funny that the company actually puts an arrow pointing right to it, letting you know what to remove for a Mars mod. This is the only company I've seen that does that. They actually got an arrow pointed to it. But most radios you can do the Mars mod to, and it allows you to do the 11 meters, the CB, and a whole host of other stuff that opens up with it. But that's how the Mars mod is done. And this is an awesome little radio. I'll hook this one up and play with it a little bit. I gotta show the owners how to use it and stuff. So I gotta refamiliarize myself. It's been probably, I would say, 8 to 10 months since I've done one of these. This is the third one I've done for South Dakota preppers. That's ordered one. And I would say if you want to if communications are one of your big concerns, which it's one of mine, I would say this is the radio to get. This will do everything that you need to do. The only thing it doesn't do is the VHF and UHF, but they're sort of important frequencies. Your Bofang will do those, but as far as those go, repeaters go down, and boom, you got my Bofang. I can get 3 blocks away with it, if that, in the city. I've heard people say they can get 7 miles in the country, but without a repeater, they're pretty much, if you're going through a supply run or something with a couple buddies, they're good. But as far as doing any distance or anything, they're not the best. There will be a lot of traffic on them because a lot of people have them, but I suggest getting one of these. This is half the price of my ICOM 7300 that I got, and it'll do pretty much everything that will do. So this is about $400. My ICOM 7300 was $1,100. But if you're a prepper, I say this is the radio to go. This will allow you communications around the world. It'll get you the longest distance as far as locally talking to people. One of the important things if shit hits the fan is you don't have communications. You don't know what's going on. If it happens suddenly, all of a sudden, boom, there's no power. Well, I was in Detroit when we lost power for 7 days. There's no cell phones, no radios, no nothing. We didn't know what was going on. We thought we were getting attacked by terrorists. That's actually what prompted me to get into prepping. So, having one of these, I would have known what was going on. It was a power issue with a substation. But nobody knew, so that's why I got into communications real heavily. I figured that's shit goes down, I want to communicate with family members or anything over distance, or get news from the outside world and what's going on, or anything like that. You gotta have communications, and I think it's an important role as far as prepping goes. Some people have different opinions, but that's my opinion. But anywho, that completes the tutorial on how to do the Mars mod on one of these. If you guys got any questions, just give me a holler.